Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. I hope everybody's having a great and exciting day today. Guess what we're going to talk about today? We got Mr. Joseph here, and I've talked about this numerous times, but I'm going to talk about this, put a little different spin on this. Joseph is from U.S., and uh, sometimes people think that they're under the impression that they can get a job here. And I don't know where people have gotten that idea. And so today we're going to talk about this briefly. As you know, a lot of times a Filipino can't even get jobs here. An American think that they're coming here and try to find a job. Well, I'll just work uh, at this place and this place. The thing I didn't want to say is this: average income where I live is $3 a day. Average income in town, say a person works at the bank as a teller, anywhere $7 a day and up, and it can vary. Branch manager, I have a personal friend as branch manager. He makes about $500 a month on the average, and he has benefits. Sometimes they'll help him finance a car and things like that, where it's easier for him to get one financed, even on that salary. But the benefits are little compared to what you get in return. It's long hours sometimes. He is working 6 days a week, even though banks are open, you know, except for Sunday. So those guys are working all the time. Finding a job here would be kind of hard finding a job. If persons want to come here and do a job, you can do jobs. And many of the guys, I have a lot of friends. This guy's named Joe. He comes here. There's many guys that work online, and they just bring. In fact, a family member of ours he is from Australia, and he works online here and right here across town. His dilemma is the same dilemma as everybody else has. Internet's on and off. He seems to find himself frustrated more than happy, and he's getting very angry, and he's getting worse and worse because he can't get online. It works great and fantastic for 1 month. Next month, it's down for the whole month. He makes no money, and he's a software engineer, a software designer. He, in fact, was saying he came from Davos saying that they had good internet here. They may have had good internet at that particular time, but it's gone downhill, he said. Even in Davos, he said he had a problem. That's the reason he got out of Davos. It was on and it was off. It was on, it was off. And I said, I heard that Davos had good internet. No. Well, why are you saying no? Everybody's telling me it's great. It never goes off there. He says it goes off all the time. He had PLDT, he has Globe, he had Converge. There was another local company there. They had, I forget the cable something, cable, cable internet. So you can find a job. You can do it. You just have to find your internet. Now, sometimes also people say, okay, now if you have a specialty, for an example, if you're in, say, you're a doctor or a dentist, or your specialty is in that arena, or you're a somebody radiology or something like that, a specialty, or a teacher or a professor, or have degrees in that, you can easily come here and get a job. Your pay, if you wanted something to do while you're here, that does happen, and guys get a job doing that. Another thing that they do here, some guys do, is they offer opportunities to teach people English, proper English. Now, the teachers here teach English, and you got a lot of people online that says, don't say these words, don't say this word, and even they're wrong. Even the teachers are wrong. They don't use proper English. They say it's proper, but they've never been out of the Philippines, and they teach it in a way that it's improper. R was telling me, well, the English teacher told me this is the correct way. I said, let me pull out a dictionary. So we went online. We didn't have a dictionary. We went online, looked at the dictionary. I said, look up this word and use that word in a sentence where you're using it, and use it this way. Really, realistically, it's like they could use a few teachers that way. Now, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying I'm talking proper English in a way that people understand it, that is not broken up. The thing also too is computer repairs, IT, things like that. The guys are coming from U.S. have that knowledge, and a gentleman up in Makati opened up a store. He's just a subscriber. He was telling me that he opened up a store, and he is so busy Now, one thing he does more than anything else is after my computer data repair, stolen data, things like that, he was telling me that what he offers is this. You stand right here. Let me test your computer and find out what's wrong with it. And he makes him stand there. All right. And then he says, okay, watch me do this. I'm going to unseal this, unseal this. And once this is broken, we're going to go in and I'm going to pull out your hard drive. He pulls out the hard drive. He says, okay, but he figures out what's wrong with it. He gets an idea of what's wrong with it. If it's a spam or whatever, then he says, okay, I want you to know I'm not here to take any data off of you. Now, he says he's got 2-3 services he offers. He can pull out the hard drive, give the hard drive back to them. He can wipe the hard drive clean and start all over again. And he says you can get data off a hard drive that's clean. It does not matter. He says, of course I can get data. I get data off of anything. He says many ways to do it. And they've been doing it that way for a long time. And I think a lot of times what you got to look at is what is the best way for that person to just get it repaired. He said it's better sometimes to buy a new laptop in those cases. Now, if you have a gaming laptop or something like that, he said you're better off getting it fixed, or a desktop, something like that. But he said very few people, you'll find that 1 out of 100 will even have a desktop here. They don't have desktops here. Only foreigners bring desktops in or orders desktops in. Nobody else has desktops here. It's all done by phone and or iPad or Nextbook or something like that. So as far as that goes, and jobs themselves are really non-existent for the Filipino. Unless you want to work in a field or something like that, or you want to change tires, vulcanizing shops or something like that, you can do that. There are guys here that's working in vulcanizing shops. There are guys here that are foreigners from other countries, not necessarily American, other countries here working in different positions, different jobs all over the place. So they can get some type of income. We often don't really realize how important it is if you have a job and you're working a job, save your money, and then make a decision coming here. But the 32-year-olds, 35-year-olds that are thinking about coming here and finding a job, I would not risk it. I would not even try to think about doing it. The reason that I'm saying that is it's hard for Filipino to find a job. You think a foreigner can come here and find a job, and they'll look down upon you also for that. My channel has changed and I'm getting a lot of questions. My data before was 60 and above, and I'm apparently the younger crowd's been watching. And shout out to all the wonderful subscribers that are watching, and thank you so much for coming on, and I appreciate it. God bless everybody, and thank you, and I'll see you guys next time on Tom and Ruth.